I need this message to go out to our vice president who's running for president. I have heard all over social media about, excuse me if I say anything wrong, immigrants getting loans, money. It was hard for me to believe. It was just extremely hard for me to believe. I've been in business such a long time. Back in 2019, I purchased my first food truck. It cost me over $25,000. I paid it cash money. I worked hard to pay for this truck. I'm now selling it because I'm doing other things, but I'm selling it. I had a guy come to look at purchasing my vehicle, or my food truck, and he explained to me he's an illegal immigrant.
I can already see where this is about to go. She looked like she about to cry. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. You ain't got to worry about nobody giving you no handout for that. It's going to be the best product that you buy. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely going to address this. And make sure y'all tap into after hours tonight. But I could already see where this is going to go. And she's already addressing this as a letter to the vice president who wants to be president of the United States of America. Now that we got out of the honeymoon phase, we can get to the brass tacks of things because we want to see what real Americans are really experiencing in real life. And she said, listen, I didn't know or I didn't believe that it was real, but I'm going to tell you, I visited New York. I know what's happening out here in these streets. I've been covering this for the last 2 years plus. I seen what Eric Adams did just today. Just today, Eric Adams said that they've spent billions, and I mean up to over $2 billion a year on the migrant crisis. So when you see them walking around with these debit and these EBT cards, and they got free housing and school, and they teaching them English and all of this stuff, know that that came from your tax dollars, and it's also an insult to you as a working American of what you really tried to do and how you've been trying to build the American dream. Let's hear the rest of what she got to say.
He has no credit. He has no money in the bank.
Mm.
But he showed me his paperwork that he will receive funds to purchase my food truck. I'm thankful that he's buying it, but I'm hurt that I worked so hard to pay cash for my food truck.
Absolutely.
I have good credit. Can't even get a business loan because of the color of my skin. I have veterans in my family. I'm a veteran. I've been self-employed for so long. But somebody, please tell me, how do I work so hard to have somebody who comes to this country, not long, no credit, and he shows me paperwork where they'll be funding him money to buy my food truck. And when I talked to the bank, they told me usually they have to go straight to a dealership because I'm a private sale. But for special circumstances, they're going to, they allow it.
If you've ever built anything, and I know for a lot of people, this is hard to believe or it doesn't resonate with you, but this resonates with me because when you put your own money up and you had to get it out the mud and you built something from scratch, you built the business from scratch, you built the brick and mortar business from scratch, you built the food truck from scratch, you built your business out of your home, you know the dedication of blood, sweat, and tears, the lack of sleep, and all of the effort and hard work that goes into it in order to try to achieve the American dream. Whether you failed or you won, you have an emotional connection to the grind and the hustle and the dedication to that business. And so the business means more than what you make from it, or the business means more of what you sell the items in it for is meaningful to you. And so this election and what's happening right now, and the reason that she's crying is more than just the fact that, oh man, this is what's happening or it's unfair. It's an emotional connection to your dedication and your hard work of what it took to build this thing. It's almost like building up a house and paying it off only to see somebody come and just tear it down in 5 seconds. It's gonna make you cry. It's gonna make you shed a tear.
But I need my president to tell me why I worked so hard all these years, all these decades. Couldn't get a business loan, but I bust my ass to get the money to create my business. And we got immigrants coming here. And they're getting money. Money! We're doing nothing. But
Y'all literally should be pissed off. Even people that have disagreed with me traditionally on issues that we still have a disagreement about. If you are a blackity black and you are a person that has argued with me in favor of reparations, even though I say that I don't believe in it, you should be offended. If you are a person that has worked your whole life and poured into the tax code, you should be offended. If you black, you should be offended. If you white, you should be offended. If you a person that is an American, if you're a person that migrated over here legally and went through the process and all of the long-term stuff that you had to deal with in order to become a citizen and then be able to do what you got to do on a regular basis and you pay taxes, you should be offended. Absolutely. If you have one of these leaders, a D.L. Hughley, a Charlemagne, a Ricky Smiley, sitting here and telling you that you just need to vote just based off of identity politics, you should be offended. If you heard that Ricky Smiley thing where he said people need to block you if you're not voting for Kamala Harris because you're not on code, you should get offended. Because they're not taking into consideration what people really going through in real life. And they so disconnected from what's real out in these streets that they won't even take into consideration what you think. They don't give a fuck about you. They only care about whether or not it aligns with their boule agenda of whether or not you are part of the divine nine. It's offensive. It's disrespectful to the millions of black people and Americans every single day that grind and hustle and push and focus on being the best version of themselves so that they can ultimately achieve the American dream. And they may fall short, but at least they tried, only to be disrespected by your administration. This ain't even people that focused on beating the system. These is people that walked in because the system said, beat me. That's disrespectful. It's absolutely disrespectful to you. To you, the person that worked every single day, that grind and hustle, and then you get your paycheck and you look at your paycheck and you realize that they took an egregious amount of taxes only to give it to other people so that they can take over your stuff, buy your stuff, and then hopefully benefit as a result of it and run this country and become the new voter bloc. They children are going to be the ones that inherit this earth, that inherit this country, that inherit the United States of America. Don't you feel disrespected? You don't resonate with this woman. You don't see her face right now. You can't tell that this woman put her blood, sweat, and tears into everything that she believed in, and they gonna make special circumstances. Everything that these people is doing is coming over here is a special circumstance in order for them to be able to. You're not offended by looking at the Taliban over there with billions and tens of billions of dollars. I was doing a live stream today, and there was people in my chat say, "Yo, Anton, I was one of the people that worked on, or I was stationed over there, and they just parading around with the American military stuff, and the Taliban is celebrating 3 years of being back in power as soon as Joe Biden got back into office, August 2021. August 2021, they took back power immediately, and then they took all of the equipment from the Americans that left it over there. And so when Trump say that, it don't resonate. But when these real Americans say it, hopefully you start paying attention. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. I'm out.